This is a short bite episode of Homeschool Together. Hello and welcome to Homeschool Together Short Bite Edition. Thanks so much for joining us. We have finished our Asia resource guide, and we wanted to let everybody know that Matt Booz has been burning the midnight oil, working hour and a half a day, looking for those sweet, awesome videos to help expand our experiences and traveling around the world. And I had to put them all in the guide as my wife carefully gave me the evil eye on why it was taking so long. But we are done.
We are done. 61 pages. So as with our other resource guides, this is a collection of all of the countries of Asia. And there are books, there are recipes, there are documentaries, movies, videos, all in some games, all there for you to enhance some around the world studies. If you're doing around the world like we did with Torchlight and Build Your Library, this is a fabulous accompaniment. If you're doing Waldock Way's Passport, I think it's Passport to Adventures, is there around the world, this is great too. Or if you're doing your own unit study, or you just want to learn about a specific country, this is a fantastic resource to do that. The reason that we made this is that, there are times in the curriculums where they call out a book that you need, and you can't get that exact book from the library, and then you're left going like, "Oh,
or it's
no,
on hold," or
like should do I have to purchase this picture book, or what can I do? And we checked out so many books from the library every week that we often found there was lots of other great options, and we talked about those in our videos. But there's even more options that weren't available to us at our local library, but might be available to you. So we just decided, like, oh, the heck with it. We'll just put together a list of everything we can find as far as books. So we've got fiction and nonfiction books for all the countries, along with a few key recommended ones. If you want to know some really good gold ones, you can go after those. And then the movies and the documentaries and videos, which we really use to enhance our around the world journey.
Recipes as well.
The recipes, yep. So the movies, I think the big thing about movies and documentaries is that they're not really called out in the curriculum. There are a couple of video recommendations in Torchlight, but Build Your Library doesn't call out videos all that often. And we felt that adding movies and documentaries into our around the world journey was so impactful for our learner that we wanted to include those for you. And then as far as videos go, we can all search YouTube. But let me say, it's hard to find something on YouTube that is appropriate for elementary kids and doesn't include content that is just way above their level. I know you were looking for several countries that have been in civil wars and things. It's
we've had through Asia, which includes the Middle East. We had a number of countries that have had some tough times over the last decade or so.
And what we want to showcase, we don't want these cultures to be just defined by the fact that there has been a war there, but that these people still have a rich culture and traditions and food and dance and history and all these things that it seems like so oftentimes if we search something like, I know you were doing Syria a couple of days ago, and you were like, everything I search, it's nothing but war. Yeah. And I want our kids to understand something about their culture, not just about conflict. And especially for these 5 to 8 year olds are pretty young to try to understand some of these, higher level geopolitical issues is really tough.
And finding something that is of high quality, of a nice production value, something that's compelling and interesting. Syria's got a history that goes back since the beginning, right? And Tigris and Euphrates River goes right through the middle of their desert. So, to find something that is compelling and interesting, that can capture the interest of a young kid for 4 or 5 minutes, and maybe something that they can connect to, whether it's Roman ruins in a desert or the life of a Sherpa in the Himalayas, or Angkor Wat in Thailand and Southeast Asia area. It's just, there's so much there, and it's difficult when we walk into a country, or even a country that has a past that is in turmoil. Like looking for things from Vietnam or Laos, Cambodia, things of that nature. These big, heavy duty production companies produce beautiful content But sometimes they don't get to these countries, and if they do get there, it can tend to be mired in kind of a negative history, when a lot of these places have history that goes back, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And those are the types of things we want to try to lift up and find. And to find those things, it's difficult. Honest to tell you, it takes me like an hour per country to find 10 videos. It's just,
yeah, some of them are really difficult
because we do know the age grade, the age ranges that we're trying to shoot for here. And the last thing I want is, something that is not appropriate for, a 6 or 7 or 8 year old to watch. That's not, and then also, interesting, but also compelling, and something that captures the interest. And I always try to skew for any opportunity that there might be children on there. I love the kids try videos. So I always
where they try the food,
try different foods, because the biggest thing that I always enjoy is like seeing kids and connecting with food. That was one of the big things that really worked with our family, is the food and seeing what other kids are doing. So we try to do that with the videos, and the videos are a big portion of the guide, outside of the books. I mean, obviously the books, there's a lot of books, but I do like videos. I do like media. And that's always been a big piece of our guides. Yeah, I think if you notice it, most people have probably downloaded them. That, the videos are an important thing, because that's something that I do a lot with our kids, and utilizing YouTube as this wonderful resource of education and kind of finding things that might be interesting to them. And the cool thing is, they're not going to like every video, and that's not the point. There's some kid who likes food, and maybe some kid over here likes history. Some kid over here likes, giant building projects in the Middle East where they're building islands and whatnot. And that's interesting to them. Or over here is the tallest building in the world. Over here is some guy riding a motorcycle across, the Gobi Desert, right? It's like, there's so many different things out there.
I think that's neat,
each
though.
Kid has a little bit of a different interest.
Something to appeal to everyone. In this guide, we have 100 documentaries, 720 videos. So there is something truly for everyone in this, and you have put in countless hours. I think there's 300 books in this, but I really feel like the videos are the star of this whole guide.
What I like about the documentaries is that a lot of times, we may have an older student that comes along with us, and maybe our younger ones are not as interested in watching an hour-long documentary. Totally understandable. Not expected to watch that. But a lot of times these documentaries, I try to center them on animals, because I know that the Build Your Library and the Torchlight, combination, they do leverage animals a lot. And I did try to focus on that, as trying to find, interests that are around the animals that are in those regions. Not every country has that. Some places are very dry and deserty. Some places are little islands and they don't have much. So it's understandable. You're not going to find something everywhere. But most of the time with these documentaries, it's either a travel documentary, something where you're getting to see the city, if it's a big city, or, going to the countryside, or traveling around and seeing these, great, sites that are in these countries. Very similar to like kind of a Rick Steves type of thing. Yeah. And I find those to be compelling. Also, there's things that we can consume over time. We can watch a little bit here today, and maybe, we're not really interested in this section, but we would be interested in this next section over here that has animals, and maybe something, in the wild, or showing some of the flora and fauna, or some of the unique geography of that region. There's so many great places in the world, and they have so many unique things, and it's really cool to show those. And that's why I like the documentaries. But it's also really nice for if you have that older student who might sit and want to be interested in, this country. And that's the thing, is you don't have to watch every documentary or every video for every country. But if you do get to a country that you like, or you have a learner who's really interested in, the history of this country or that country, they will be there for you to pull in. You don't have to do the work to go find them.
If you're doing, I think it's Build Your Library level 7. Don't quote me on that. It might be level 6. Maybe it's level 6. Is another around the world. It's a geography level, and I think that this would be perfect, because the videos, by and large, the videos that you have here are not made for children. They just happen to be interesting, that we thought children would find interesting, and they didn't have any questionable content that we could find. We did our best to screen these, but please always, screen things with your learners, because we try our best, but we can't watch every single minute of every hour of 720 videos. So we tried.
I do try to focus on videos that tend to be sub 10 minutes for the video section, and a lot of times those videos may actually be 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of commitment. It's just, here's a snippet of something cool in this area, and
you learned so much. You kept coming to me going, we didn't, because we were already past this section, right? We're catching up with ourselves to put these out for all of you, but we don't get to use this. We'll leverage it the next time around. But you're coming to me with all these cool things that you're learning.
Yeah.
And so I think that this is interesting for adults. I think this is interesting for an older learner that's doing a geography. Even if you've got a middle schooler, you might need to add in, some more things about more current events that are happening there, because this is, as we said, we tried to stick with culture more than anything, culture and animals and geography, but I think that there's a lot of real goodness here, and I'm really looking forward to when we come back around, we get to use our own guides again, because the videos in this are absolutely terrific.
Yeah,
just terrific.
When we went around the first time, I think we were in Asia earlier this year. I do remember watching a few of these videos, and I was kind of like saving them in my search history so I could go back and get them. But I did, add a lot more for pretty much every country, and we do legitimately try to get something for every single country. I don't think we left any off.
No,
we almost did.
No, you had
I caught one. We were like, oh, we forgot that country.
yeah. We have tried to be as comprehensive as we can with this. I don't
even the new country of East Timor has like 5 or 6 videos.
Timor-Leste, right?
Yeah, Timor-Leste, but they both. It's both the same, mean the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that on as I was checking the guide. So yeah, I mean, not to, I think this is an accurate statement. I think that this guide is the most comprehensive resource guide to Asia that exists.
For early learners, period. Stamp it.
I've never seen anything that has this much in it. So
we accept all challenges.
This is as with our other guides, this is offered on our Gumroad store. This is a pay what you want model. We have a $10 suggested price, but for those families that's not in your homeschool budget, please take it for free with our best wishes.
Absolutely.
We want homeschooling to be affordable and accessible for everyone, and so we put these out here with no qualifier on price, but we, if you do want to give the suggested or even more than that, supports our show and helps us make more resources for homeschooling families, which we love to do. We love producing this content and helping you guys.
We're moving on to Africa right now.
Yes, we are. Africa is getting started, and we're going to try our best to get that out here in the next month or two. Yep. And then we'll finish up with Oceania and Antarctica and the Arctic.
And the Arctic and the Antarctica will both be put into the Oceania guide.
Yes. Yeah, I feel it's like Australia and catch-all. But we
are going to hit every little micronation.
You are going to hit all the micronations.
I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it.
I think this is fun because I really want to watch this. I want to watch through a lot of these videos the next time around and start planning like where we want to travel, because you found so many amazing things. You were on Google Maps earlier today when you were just finishing up the last videos. You're like, you have to see these really cool salt pools in Turkey I found,
Yeah, I was zooming in. I'm trying to see
You were all
space.
excited about it. Yeah. And I think that that's just, it's terrific that we have so many great videos here. I think y'all will be really impressed by the videos.
Yeah, the books.
Matt has worked. I don't know how many hours at this point, but 100 hours maybe. It might be more. He's worked a ton on this for you guys.
I got my YouTube kung fu type of thing.
Yeah,
I'm really good at it.
Anyway, if you download this and you use it for your learners and you really enjoy those videos, definitely leave us a comment or give Matt a shout out, because he worked really, really hard on these videos. Much harder than I had to work on the books. Matt worked on the videos. When the books is like when there's no books written, there's no books written. There's nothing else I can do. But there's always videos, and Matt has done a fantastic job with these.
And that's the cool thing is, like, if you want to just hit a country really easily, but you don't have any books or you don't want to spend a lot of time, showing a couple of videos can be just as impactful as reading a simple children's book. And for the people who are overseas, tough to get books.
Yeah, this
Videos
is a great
are a
option.
great stand-in for that, and I will stand by that. I know there's some purists out there who love the literature, and that's true. We love it.
We love it too, but
sometimes
if you're
it's not
somewhere you
practical.
can't, get books shipped in easily, having this is a great way to see the world.
Absolutely. So
The Asia Resource Guide, available on Gumroad. The link is in the show notes, and we have resource guides out for North America, South America, and Europe already. So, check those out if you haven't already. And we hope this is helpful. And further, if there are other, I might regret this, but if there are other resources that you all really need, this was what we needed. It helped us, and then of course we committed to doing the rest of it for all of you. But if there's other resources that you need, please, let us know. Let us know what things you need support with. We're happy to take a look at those and see if it might be something that we might want to do, and then we'll use it with our learners too at some point. So, definitely reach out to us if you have other ideas or other things that you really need. Like, gosh, I just wish we had resources for XYZ. If we hear from enough people that that's something worthwhile, then maybe we can put our effort to it when we finish these guides. So let us know. We're here to help y'all.
on to Africa.
On to Africa. Thanks so much for joining us today and making us a part of your homeschool journey. Please engage with us on social media. Join our Homeschool Together podcast group on Facebook and find us at Homeschool Together Podcast on Instagram. We'd love to hear your feedback, questions, and recommendations. Until next time.
Happy homeschooling!